All plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Coach Bennett, sitting here for Touchdown Crew. As you can see, as of right now, it's just me. As it's just me. So we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep the NFL talk going. First thing we're going to talk about, of course, Deshaun Watson. I think it's finally over. I think they finally solved it. NFL put the ruling down, 11 games, $5 million. I think it's very, 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 very crazy. I think it was so much he say, she say, but he agreed to it. I know some people was thinking a year, which I really don't think what's a year is gonna make. It's not gonna make a difference. So that's it. It's over with. Cleveland Browns can move on. Deshaun Watson can move on. Houston Texans can move on. The NFL can move on. They don't. NFLPA. They're not gonna boycott it or not gonna say they agreed to it. They just want everything, just like us as people, us as fans. We wanted to be done, so now it's done. So no more talk about Deshaun Watson. And what it really bothered me a little bit for the simple fact of the matter, like everybody wants to bring in. They talk about well, Big Ben, he got 6 games, or well, he should be a year because there's 26 girls, ladies, 26 plus. We don't even know exact number, so he's free. So that's that's the end of that. Next thing, Tom Brady. My man Tom Brady's been gone 2 weeks vacation. 2 weeks vacation. And the crazy thing about that is during the preseason. So he's been gone. I guess this whole 2022 for Tom Brady is I quit, I retired, I'm done. I did all I did. Then all of a sudden he came back. They said he had beef with the head coach. Head coach moved to the front office, and he's working with everybody. Then guys resigned. He's adding more guys. He got Julio in there. We resigned the center. And now all of a sudden it was a planned disappearance, pretty much. Everybody disappeared. No one knows what's going on. And I think it's just crazy to me that you do it right during preseason time, which of course I can understand. You're not playing in any of the games. Like, it's Tom Brady. He's almost 50. So he's not playing in any games. You've been playing the game for 20 plus years. But you leave from your team. I think it was a bad look for the team, because now they're not asking about the preseason play. They're not looking at how they're doing overall. It's more so they're looking at how he's doing as a coach. I mean, as a player. Or like, where's Tom? When he's coming back? Have you talked to him? Why did he leave? And I think that's one of the things that, of course, he deserves it. He gave Tampa Bay a Super Bowl. They lost in the second round of the playoffs in overtime. No, almost in overtime. Sorry. They came back, so they stacked. They're loaded offensively. Offensively, they got Julio. Godwin will be back in November, December. You picked up another receiver. Had a great draft. You retooled the D line. Now you're younger. So I think, but he's the leader. No matter how you look at it, he's the leader. He's the guy that gets them going. He's the guy that gets them flowing. He's the guy that gets them over the top, because he's the one that taught them how to win a championship. So that's how important it is. And to be honest with you, if you think about it, going in 3 years, he don't have really a connection with Julio, they're going to be all right. what'd you say? What's up, John? Oh, yeah. Oh, I know you happy, especially after last night. They did their thing. But John says Tom thinks he's better than everyone else. Nah, I mean, John, to a degree, he is. He has the most Super Bowls. Like the number used to be 4. Now it's not 4 anymore. So when you have a guy like Tom Brady on your team, guess what? Your pick, you're automatically gonna go to the playoffs. There's no and ifs or buts. Now, with the caliber players that they have with Tom Brady, guess what? You're automatically picked to be in the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship. I think that's what a lot of people get it wrong and they don't see. Who's injured? Just the O-line. Anthony? Like, I'd really believe that it's just the O-line. You got the center, which is a important piece. I think he's the cornerstone of the offensive line. He is the center. He makes all the adjustments. He's nasty. He finished plays. If you watch him, you go back and watch last year, you can watch through the Super Bowl run. He's just a nasty player, and they needed that. But I think they can help. I think he can help. I think they can grow. And again, man, it's preseason. It's the first 2 weeks. Especially the first 2 weeks. What a lot of the starters, they get a series, maybe 2, because you're trying to evaluate your back end of your roster, your special team guys, your third string, your second string, third string, fourth string DBs, O linemen. Like that's what is preseason for. Because regardless of the situation, we know what Tom Brady's gonna bring to the table. So John repeatedly said, what I mean is I can't show up when I want. But he's not playing though, John. Like I can understand if he's playing. He hasn't played. One thing about football, Tom Brady knows the rules of the game, meaning he knows what you're gonna run on defense. Because you can't change it. Everybody has the same pretty much coverages. So he understands that. He understands, he watched film. And on top of that, he's not even playing right now. Like he wasn't going to play none of the preseason. Yes, Evans is always hurt, hamstrings. He's always had a hamstring problem. Godwin's injured for right now. Godwin actually probably could go. He probably could play, but they're not going to rush it because again, you sign Julio, you sign more receivers. Like the receiver core is deep, is truly deep, which you had to make up for because you got Zach Randolph at tight end because you don't have Gronk anymore. Like you still can do your 2 tight end sets. You still could do your 2 tight end sets, and it's gonna grow. So, I mean, they're fine injury wise. So a lot of guys can pretty much they can handle it. Here he go. I don't care if you want all that. It's your team, not I. That is true. But I'm gonna pull a Kobe moment. It's not team without me. Because guess what? Without Tom Brady, the Buccaneers will not be what they are. You have to remember, before Tom Brady came, they weren't even making the playoffs. They were putting up good numbers, but they weren't even making the playoffs. He gives them that edge on how to win a Super Bowl because everybody thinks that it's so simple and so easy, but it's not. We can look at it right now. There's only a handful of teams, guys. There's only a handful of quarterbacks that are Super Bowl contenders. Playoff contenders is a different story, but you're talking about another level when it's Tom Brady. It's another level. Like his mind, he's been there, he's done that. He's been through it all. So if he wanted to take the 2 weeks off, take the 2 weeks off. He deserves it. He came back. He didn't have to come back. But we also know when he comes back, it is all go. All gas, pedal to the metal. What is Charles? Welcome, Charles. if he's not out filming the Masked Singer, like some rumors say, that's a lack of respect to the team. Charles, everybody's gonna have their he say, she say. And to be honest with you, man, we don't know. I don't know. And I guess when it comes out, but it doesn't matter, Charles. It doesn't matter. If he was singing, he was doing karaoke or whatever, guess what? He shows up week 1, they win. No one cares. He shows up week 2, they win. No one cares. Like that's the thing about it. We're itching and we're trying to figure stuff out because that's the talk in Tampa. But really, it's all good. Like Evans, like Anthony said earlier, Evans hurt, Goodwin's hurt, Godwin's hurt. They're not a need right now. It's preseason. You need him for August. You need him from October. You need him for November, December. Now that should be rolling. Anthony says, how much time did Brady have with his offense, or he's less likes to same offense? They don't need me. He's been in the offense for 3 years now. And so now it's just him and Brian Leftwich. So it's just since it's being just him and Brian Leftwich, he's good to go. He's gonna go. He's gonna go. He's gonna go. He's gonna go. He's good to go because they're not changing anything. Those two work side by side, so they have an understanding for each other of what each other needs and wants. And it helped Brian Leftwich grow as offensive coordinator, listening to him, learning. So I don't think it's not going to be a difference because, again, like I said, a lot of the starters are not even playing right now anyway. But hold on. One of my companions, Coach Mike, just came in. What's up, boy?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man.
You got you talking about your horrible team, huh?
Hey, man. Before we get to that, how was your week, man? How's everything?
Man, it was long. I'm talking 11:30 walking in the house all week.
Yeah, man. Same here, coaching. I looked out there coaching. It was 115 degrees on that grass. I was like, oh man, this ain't gonna make it.
Man, nah. We good though. I'm tired, but we good. We good.
Did y'all scrimmage?
Yeah, we got 2 of them in. We did all right. We tied 1 and won 1.
Y'all did a 3-way scrimmage, or y'all just
did? Nah, we had 2 scrimmages. We went Saturday out in Sweeney.
Oh,
a ride. Possible team. So we got away from Houston. Like that ain't what we gonna see. So
okay, I feel you. Same here. We scrimmaged. We had a scrimmage Friday night. It did good.
Y'all got it in. Everybody else was canceling.
Nah, man, got it in. 5 clear skies, baby. It rained, but when 5 hit, clear skies, and no lightning. It was good, man.
That's why I missed the last 2 weeks. I'm like, man, I ain't get to watch no games. I'm catching the tail ends when the people who praying they make a team is on the field. I'm like, okay, who is Jonathan Umade? Like, I don't know that kid. Like, I gotta do research on the 5th string receiver who's trying to. But I did see one dude. He caught the ball for Houston against the Rams the other day. He cut. He caught a punt on the 10-yard line, and he fumbled. I said, well, there go your hopes.
Gone. So, man, I know you probably heard my rant. Everybody's talking about the Tom Brady disappearance, taking the 2 weeks off. What's your take on that, sir?
Tom Brady saying, I don't need all these preseason games, especially since you added more games in the season. What's the point of me playing? Let these other kids who trying to get the reps that need more reps, get it in. Because everybody know Tom Brady probably had some off-season meetings with all the receivers, and they did some off-season stuff that nobody talked about. So their timing and their rhythm going to still be the same. You add another game and some more preseason games, his body don't want to go. He don't want to go through that. I wouldn't want to go through that. So him missing right now, 2 preseason games?
2 weeks. 2 weeks of practice.
Yeah, what is that going to do?
Yeah, he's not even playing.
Like he's not week 1?
No.
Who they got week 1? It's like an easy win, I think.
It's a win. Of course.
Yeah, so everybody's stressing him missing, but what is he not checking in? All the stuff that
You know who we got? I just thought about it. We got them Cowboys.
So that's a win.
But go ahead.
But
What you say?
nobody, especially unless you're a coach, nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes. Has he talked to the coaches? Has he talked to his players and his teammates and let them know, hey, this is what's about to go on next couple weeks. We can meet up, and watch some film together via Zoom. We can do this. So it's more than just being on the field when it comes to football, then because you don't know what's going on behind the doors. Everybody just see the practice. So something going on. I don't know about that singing and all that, but that'd be a little. But he all right.
I think he's like you said earlier, man. It was funny because when he came back, when he decided to come back, he texted the receivers, "When y'all want to get together, I'm back."
Yeah.
And so they went and they got together. They threw footballs, they caught balls, and they worked on their stuff. He sat down with Brian Leftwich. They had conversations of what they want to work. I agree with you. I think the 2 weeks is, and this is what people don't realize. Like the preseason, like even the training camp sucks.
Yeah.
It's an all day thing because I was talking to one of the guys for the Houston Texans, and he was telling me the process. So, like, if you are a rookie or if you're a rookie, you have to stay at the hotel. Like, you're not with your girlfriends or whatever.
Yeah.
They said the only time they get to see their significant others or family members is after practice for like that 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
and then they have to go meeting. Because it's like you got to get there 6 a.m, boom, watch film, breakfast, because of course they feed you. Boom, you're out at 8. You're out on the field at 8, going through your warms, going through your stretches. So then you got like a 25 period practice.
Mm-hmm.
And going, boom. So you're going, your family's in the stands. Then once it's over with, y'all break out, Lovey says what he has to say. Boom, you got like 25, maybe 30 minutes. You got a meeting here. You got to weigh in. Another meeting, lunch, another meeting, walkthroughs. So you're talking about you're not leaving to 8. That's the veterans.
Yeah.
So the veterans get to leave at 8 or 9 and go home and drive wherever, to their house. But I don't think he needs all of that because he's done it so much. And then you don't want to wear his arm out.
Yeah. Because you trying to find, like I said, I don't know their roster. Who is his backup?
They got a Task from Florida.
Yeah. So you checking any good coach is always checking for worst case scenario. So Brady, I know you legit. We're gonna keep you standing upright, but let's say something happened. We need to make sure we got the plays that this kid is comfortable with, and the more reps we can give him is even better. So, hey, if you need this time for whatever the situation may be, because we never know, take it. Because these first 2 preseason games we really don't care about. We just catching rhythm. I know y'all gonna be good. We bringing back most of our team. So, man, it's just something to talk about. Because now that Watson deal is over, it's just something to talk about.
Yes. So let me ask you this: what's your take on that? Since we going on to that, I said it a little bit earlier. Mine.
No, it's a lot more to it. It's like, once again, we don't know the full story. It's a lot more to it. I'm gonna say it out loud. Some other people said it in our conversation. The Texans got something to do with it, and it was brought up about how the massages or the company was ordered via the Houston Texans. So it wasn't him ordering them personally. So it went through their organization.
It went through the organization because I think one of the guards or somebody that was over it pretty much knew about like they helped provide the hotel rooms and everything else for the meeting.
Yeah. So
it's I don't know. It's like I said, it's one of those crazy things to where, like you said, we can do the conspiracy theories. I don't heard a lot. Where I had a homeboy, he went 30. We went back to back. He just going back and forth. He's like, man, look, when Deshaun started talking about he wanted to get traded, he didn't want to be in Houston no more. And then all of a sudden this came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, hey, you got a point. But no one really truly knows but the people that was in there in that room. And So let me ask you this: do you think the 11 games and $5 million was worthy, or was it worth it, or not worth it, but was accurate?
Is it fair? No,
Is it,
no.
why?
Now, if the first person would have came out and said this is the penalty, boom, 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 then I'd be like, hey, you gotta take it. But you put this person in control of the situation. You didn't like what she did, or the arbitrator did, so I'm gonna give you a little bit more and put some more on it. And I always look back at all the other people who have done worse things. Penalty wasn't that bad, didn't miss no games. So how do you pinpoint who you're gonna penalize worse and penalize more? An innocent man, because in view of the court and the eyes of justice, he was innocent. So how is 11 games based on? And she said it. He got to do 6 games because of personal conduct via the NFL rules and regulations.
Yeah.
So you based it on your policy. So how do you go back and say, nah, that ain't enough? Give me 11 and $5 million. Like, how do you come up with that? Those are questions I would like to ask people when they go through these conversations in the media talking. Like, how did you come up with that situation? How did you come up with $5 million? How did you come up? Like, you got, I hate to say it, but bring it up. You have coaches cheating with Spygate. Your boy Tom Brady with Deflategate. They're cheating. And you gave him a what? $1 million penalty? You gave the organization. How many? What was it? $1 million, right?
Yeah.
You gave an NFL organization $1 million. You gave an innocent man, in the eyes of the court, an innocent man $5 million.
Yes.
Doesn't add up.
But that's why he works for the NFL, baby.
Yeah.
That's why Roger Goodell, he's gonna protect. Hey, we have you in here. You need to punish these athletes, but hey, watch out, take care of us. And that's the reality of it. Like, no matter how you say it.
And I hate to say it, go into conspiracy theory. You're gonna look at, okay, now let me see.
Here you go.
Let me look at Cleveland's schedule. and you go, well, who's on them first 11 weeks? So that's something you would look at. And then see where they possibly tied. Because do they have Houston on their first 11 weeks?
They have Houston week 13. Our boy, our host Charles, he sit there and said, Keyshawn said it best. Hit him where it hurts, his wallet. $40 million in a 1-year suspension. Honestly, Charles, I don't really think that'll hurt him because he got what, $46 million last year sitting on the bench. So he'll lose $40 million, and the 1-year suspension, how they set his contract up, he still be fine. He'll still make $200 million because it's guaranteed. He signed a great contract that's guaranteed.
Now think of this too, like conspiracy theory.
Here you go.
The flex Sunday, the flex schedule, right? Was it the last 6 weeks of the season, right?
Yes.
We can make that a prime time thing. Get paid big money, move it to a Monday night. Deshaun come back off suspension and he plays who? Houston. Who not gonna watch?
Well, here's how it works. So he's suspended all the way up 11 games.
Right.
But he's able to come back into the facilities week, I want to say week 9 or week 10. Because you give him 2 to 3 weeks. So you're right. So he will be in shape, he will be fresh, he wouldn't be rushed. And week 13, he gets to play against the Houston Texans.
So record it. Watch if they flex that game. Watch
they're gonna
flex that game and make money off of it. You gonna see all the hype coming in. So
Anthony asks, I'm not a lawyer, but what's the point in the women signing it? And because they can't say anything, they can't bring it back up. Once you sign it, once he pays you, you can't talk about how much money you got from it, and you can't never bring this up again. Like, it's done. Like, that's the importance of why they do it. Why you have people sign it? Yeah, because now. Go ahead.
You saying that I agree with what the outcome is after me signing what we agreed upon, and I'm done with it.
Yes. And you can't mention it. So like if a reporter or anybody come to you and say, what do you think about the Deshaun Watson? You can't say nothing. Because if you say something, you lose that money plus get in trouble.
Have to pay.
Yes. So that is one thing about it. Now, Lamar Jackson, he said week 1, I'm not negotiating no more about my contract. How do you feel about Lamar Jackson saying that and pretty much betting on himself?
I mean, what you want me to say? Hey, I'm gonna keep worrying about my thing, but I'm not gonna worry about the games, and I'm gonna worry about just my money. Like, hey, week 1, conversations is done. I'm gonna bet on myself, and you better be the highest bidder, because whoever come, if you ain't the highest, I'm out. Because I'm not of value to you. That's what you telling me. If I just seen up the street, I seen Kyler get his thing. I just seen it, and you ain't trying to do nothing for me. All right, I got you. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you.
Yep.
Come to me week 6.
I love it. I guess that might be the competitor in me, the athlete in me. I love it. Now the business mindset, oh man.
Yeah.
No.
The downside is big.
His downside is not big, it's huge.
Yeah.
Because when Lamar Jackson's in the game, and I'm talking regular season, he's gonna win 80% of the games. Like people forget, before he got hurt last year, they were the number 1 team. With all the injuries they had in the secondary, they was the number 1 team in the AFC North. Like, they gave Cincy the win. They gave Cincy. They gave Cincinnati, hey, here's the AFC North. The thing about Lamar, he's special. And you can say, and I know they say, well, he's a running quarterback. He's not a throwing. Hey, it's 2020, man. 2022. You guys like him are different and make things happen when healthy. And he improved in the playoffs. Each game he got better and better. And guess what? He's young.
I don't get it. I don't know what they trying to do, but they're gonna lose it. They're gonna lose a marquee player. That's what's gonna happen. Because if he would have held out, then everybody would have been dogging him. But now he playing for himself and letting him know, hey, I'm about to get mine, because I'm gonna show you what this is about.
Yeah.
And I would not be mad. He don't, you know what I'm saying? He come wearing some green and silver. I wouldn't be mad.
Because hey, but here's what's so funny. Baltimore, this is your second time a quarterback bet on themselves. Because Flacco did it, and what happened? Flacco made it to one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You had to break the bank. And the more and more you wait, the more and more money you're gonna have to pay. Like, it's
don't be high anyway. Like I said, once a certain standard is set, every time you see another guy do something, the level has been set. So you got to get close to it. But he come out and ball, boy, you gonna have the whole league coming, and it's gonna be even worse for them.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be. They're gonna break the bank on him. Because if he doesn't get hurt, he plays the whole season. They're gonna make the playoffs. They're going to probably, if luckily he gets out the first round and make. If he get anything second round above, oh yeah, he's gonna get big money because he's doing better than a lot of quarterbacks that got paid. Anthony said, if I was Lamar, I would lower my running this season. Can he have a 2019 MVP season again and pass more? Man, that receiver core is suspect. And the offense that they run is pretty much it's off the run. Everything is the run. It's the power games, the read option. Like, they try every once in a while a little bit of RPOs, but they don't have pretty much. They're young. You still got the tight end to do his thing. You can't tell Lamar to be something that he's not. And I think that's where a lot of people get wrong is you try to make him into something that he's not. I mean, he's a running quarterback. It is what it is. He's electrifying. And would you like for him to throw more? Yes, but you got to put him in the offense. You got to have him. He needs a receiver. Perfect example. You take Josh Allen. Josh Allen was a good quarterback. I ain't gonna say good. He was decent until he got who? Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Now, when you got Stephon Diggs, now the conversation's different. And Lamar he don't even have that. Charles coming out of nowhere. Yeah, you're trying to tell Lamar is a good quarterback, and he's not. He is. How is he?
He'll go to Patriots and start. He'll go to Patriots and be the starter.
You can't, Charles. You can't say he's not a good quarterback. He wins games. Matter of fact, here we'll flip it. Better throwing quarterback is what? What's up, boy, out of the Chargers that everybody loves?
Hubert.
Yeah, Herbert. Josh Herbert. Everybody loves him, correct? But look at the winning record. Like Lamar wins 80% of his 80% of his regular season games. How many quarterbacks can say that? So he's not the typical ideal sit in the pocket and throw the football, but he wins games.
The question is, what is considered a good quarterback then? Like you want somebody who just drop back and pass, but the line horrible, but you gonna still say he's a good quarterback because he's a drop back quarterback? I don't like what in the eyes of everybody who say he's not a good quarterback. Then what is a good quarterback? And don't just say, "Oh, Tom Brady's a good quarterback." Like, come on, man, he's
exceptions to the rules.
Yeah. Like that's the only thing. That's the only thing you're gonna drop. Like, come on, man. Like, So you telling me you got a chance to pick up Lamar, you're not taking. You got a chance to pick up a guy like Vic, you're not taking him. You got a chance to pick up Randall Cunningham, you're not taking him. Like, come on, like, okay, then if you compare him to somebody else, like, oh, you got, Warren Moon, or you got Joe Montana, like then Steve Young, then it's like,
I'm about to say Steve Young is
he no different. Yeah.
Steve Young was no different because when he was with Tampa, he ran. When he was with the 49ers, in 49, Tampa, he ran for his life. Then he went to the 49ers, he ran. But guess what? Yeah. Then all of a sudden you look out there, he realizes he's like, man, I got Jerry to my left, I got T.O. to my right.
T.O., yeah.
So I think that's what people when you say, okay, because he runs the ball, he doesn't really throw it as much. Okay, but he wins games. You get him a receiver that can that can catch a football. But you have to go with what fits you. I say it all the time, man. Tom Brady, we use Tom Brady. We say Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he's on a different level. But Tom Brady he's smart. Like, that's his superpower. Patrick Mahomes, his arm, he can throw in all different types.
Yeah.
His body, he can twerk his body and everything. You seen him You seen him at practice throwing it behind his back, hitting the goalpost. Like everybody has superpowers, and Lamar's is his legs, because he doesn't really take licks. It's because you can't hit him. I'm not
him when it's the play calling, because he can't audible every time the play is called. That's the cost of your job.
Yeah.
So if you saying that he's not a good quarterback, you got to say Harbaugh not a good coach then, or whoever's calling the play.
Yeah, and I'll say this: Harbaugh and the training staff cost them their season, because I don't know what they was doing workout wise. They need to fix that. And Harbaugh went for 3 or 4 games when he could have kicked the field goal going overtime. Green Bay game, I remember. They came back. They was balling. They was looking good. Let's go for it. Why? You're in Baltimore. Your defense is balling. Kick the field goal, play overtime, go score, win. Boom, you win. So I like Lamar. I think Lamar is a good quarterback. And I'm not putting him in the great. I'm not looking at Baltimore winning the Super Bowl. We don't have him picked to win the Super Bowl.
All right.
But when you look at the teams and you sit there and we think about it and we talk about it, look at the Texans. They probably would love to have Lamar. They probably would. Like you said, look at Philly. Philly would take a chance on Lamar.
Ain't no chance. But I ain't in control. Ain't no chance.
because that's the thing. If Lamar say he wants to be traded, kind of like what Deshaun Watson did, teams are gonna come out the woodwork. Miami, Atlanta, New Orleans. Guess what?
Everybody gonna try to find a way to see what the value is that they want.
Yes. Tampa.
Yeah.
Because they hold on.
We only got 1 or 2 with him left.
Yeah. but guess what? Man, we got Godwin, we got Evans. Come on, Lamar. Let's see what you can do with these boys. So again, man, like we got to get out of that stereotype. You got to throw 5,000 yards and think you're a good quarterback. Winning games is what makes you a good quarterback. That's why Carolina's in the issue they are. That's why quarterbacks get cut. That's why they get released. Because guess what? You got to win games to be considered a good quarterback in my eyes. Unless you Baltimore and you had what was it 2000
defense? Yeah,
number one defense in the world. You know, like you go out there and you just say, all right, look, offense, don't give up a touchdown.
Yeah,
don't give up a touchdown. We good.
Offense. Every time you get the ball, can you run 3.5 minutes off the clock, please?
Yeah.
Get 1 first down every series. That was your goal. Get 1 first down every series.
Yes. Good job.
Yeah, that's a win.
Look, they throw an interception. Tackle him. Just tackle him. Yes,
yeah.
We got it.
Right. We'll cover it, coach.
We go. This score. They win 6-7 games, no touchdown, still win.
Yeah.
No, man, not nowadays. But man, moving on. John, I know you listening, so please pay attention to this. Michael Irvin, the exact words. If we clean up the penalties, we'll be in the same conversation with the Miami Dolphins. And I'm not talking about 2022 Miami Dolphins. I'm talking about the only undefeated team in the NFL. What do you think about his comments?
Wait, hold on. If they clean up the penalties, they'll be like Tua and Watt on them, right?
No, not 2022.
72. What, they gonna have 53 men on the roster? What is he saying?
He's saying that they're gonna go 17. They're gonna go undefeated, win the Super Bowl.
They might want to drug test Irvin again, bro. But you know what?
Look,
all Dallas fans think crazy like that.
Again, I'm gonna say it again. He said if the Dallas Cowboys clean up these penalties, they will be chasing the undefeated 1972 Miami Dolphins.
So if you think penalties the only thing stopping you from being undefeated, there's a problem. Like how many penalties? You're not getting more than the Raiders. So don't say it's clean up the penalty. What in the world do you think you are? What kind of penalties you getting? Personal fouls, 15 every time?
No, they average. Hey, on the real, they average 100, 140 some yards of penalties each year. I mean, each game. Last year, and then you go and look in week 1, they had 100 some yards worth of penalties.
And how many of those games you that was like, we lost by 3. If we'd have cleaned that up, we'd have won.
But that because of the yards, because how many yards it was is considered a touchdown. Like they gave up a touchdown. Like perfect example, when they played the Broncos first week preseason, they had 17 penalties. Like 17 penalties. Like people were just throwing flags everywhere. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing about it. So, because like last year they finished with 127 penalties, the most in the NFL. There is 1,103 penalty yards.
Preseason, I'm about to say.
They had the most. Look, even and then check this out. Here's how you want. If you really want to break it down, Mike, it said the Cowboys committed during the wild card playoff game against the 49ers, which they lost 23-17. 14 penalties committed. And that was a 23-17. Said the 14 cost him 89 yards in the loss.
They not gonna get close to that. You can get half the penalty. They not, man. He tripping. He tripping.
So you think he's more than just if say they clean up the penalties, you still don't think
he's a Cowboy player, and he sounds just like all the Cowboy fans. This our year. We clean up the penalties. We go 17-0. Boy, stop.
No, they're gonna lose. Oh, they will lose game one.
That's what I'm saying. So
look, say what you want. They're gonna lose game
one. You lost by more than any game. You lost by more than 7. So there goes your thought on the 100 yards. Okay, so that's a discipline thing. How is it that grown men can't do the technique right, and you've been doing it for all these years, and now once again they go back to a coaching thing. You either coach it or you allow it.
There you go. I agree.
So you're not mandating and instructing these kids, man, you got to get your hands inside. You got to do this. You can't do that. You can't pull back block. You can't, whatever the penalties are, you can't do it. Do they know the rules? Or why is it happening so much?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Every year it's the Raiders. So, and that's like I said, if that's all you banking on is the penalties, let's go look at the film. How many drops they had?
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing that you go back to, because when you look at the Cowboys, it was always, and even if you talk to a legit Cowboys fan, but also understand the game, they said it just simple. It's like, man, we got to get the penalties, defense, holding, shoot, the double move.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with the penalty. Stop jumping around all the time. That ain't got nothing to do with the penalty. Yeah, like, defensive holding. Like sometimes taking a penalty is actually a plus.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't say clean the penalty. Like, hey man, you got to be on the double move, and you know you ain't had no safety help. Grab him. I give up 5 or 15 or 30 instead of 6 points. So you can't just say penalty, because sometimes it's a good penalty.
Yeah, of course.
So like, come on, man.
I don't see it. The line is weak.
Yeah.
The line is weak. It's not as strong. They're older now, so it's not as strong. The running game is it is what it is. And you got CeeDee Lamb. I'm curious to see what receiver. And please, I know Cowboys fans is feeling really great right now. I know you woke up and you was like, man, today's a great day. Michael Irvin said we're gonna go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. And then last night you beat the Chargers 32-18. So you're feeling really, really good right now. You're feeling great. But it is preseason. Because I saw a lot of clips of your secondary getting burned during the practice this week against the starters of the Chargers. So pump your brakes. Yes, John, I like your confidence. You're going to sit here and say that they're going to beat
8.
No, John. They won't. We will destroy with the double move.
You can ask John. I bet he said yes. They're going undefeated. Answer that question.
No. He said no. He said nope. They will not go undefeated.
Okay.
He don't. And honestly, truthfully, I'm with Charles. I think that they have a great opportunity to make the playoffs because the NFC is not as stacked. They're probably battling for second or third best team.
Division or the conference?
Division. Oh God.
Division. Okay.
I would never put them. No, sir. Never put them in the conference. And the division, yes. Yes, because you got. I'm not gonna lie. I know you're an Eagles fan. I got Eagles 1, and I think they're battling with the Redskins. Commanders. Sorry. It's been my entire life talking about it like that. So I really, really believe that. And the Giants on paper, they look good, but I don't know about Jones. I don't.
Like Jones, I think he all right.
I got to see, man.
Compared, I mean, yeah, like I don't know if it was nobody knew who he was and he just caught a hot streak at the moment, but I thought he was all right.
I think I don't know. He has toys. I think the offense, the offense is gonna be legit. They got enough toys to play with. Defense is gonna be all right. But again, like I said, Cowboys don't have enough on offense receiver wise for me. Because right now you just got CeeDee Lamb. And you can double him, and he's gonna drop balls and fumble. But he's gonna give you yard. I mean, that's the thing about the Cowboys. It's a gamble on offense and defense. Diggs gonna get caught on the double moves because he's gonna jump routes. Shoot, CeeDee Lamb, he's gonna have some explosive ooh-wee plays, but then he'd be like, oh my gosh, turnovers. So
yeah, so that once again, turnovers. Are you gonna say penalties the only thing if you got turnovers?
Yeah.
Drop the ball at your own 40. What?
Yeah, that is very, very, very true.
You can't say it's just penalties, man. Like, come on. Like, like, come on, man. You better than that. Stop talking with your heart and talk with your head.
So, speaking of, since we were talking about receivers, Aaron Rodgers, Ron, frustrated.
Live it.
And so first off, before we get into his comments, did you know he used the psychedelic? You know what psychedelic is like? So he did that every like the MVP years. That's what he do before he go into training camp. So like even this year he went and did like the little psychedelic. What kind of this tell you how the NFL is all just corrupt or just who they don't really care about certain things. So if some of you guys don't know, psychedelic is pretty much it's a drug. You take this drug and it's supposed to clear your mind and shows what you love, shows what's important to you and everything. So it's a drug. He admitted to doing the drug, but the NFL said, you want 2 MVPs doing it. So continue doing what you're doing. What you think?
Is it legalized?
I don't know. That's because it just all it tells you is just one of those things. It helps you with, I guess, self-love and mental state. It like people say it's you're just cool, calm, and collect.
So it's not FDA approved. We ain't heard about it being legalized. So you're doing an illegal drug, admitting to it, no penalty.
No penalty.
Somebody does a legal drug in a legal state and get penalized.
6 games.
You take it how you want. I'm just saying. It sounds like a double standard in my world.
Yeah, it is, without a doubt. But so he took this.
I want to know and I know you about to jump into it. I'm gonna jump first. Is you say Aaron going to be labeled a bad quarterback if he don't put up the same numbers with this receiving core that he quote unquote it says not good?
Say it one more time, because
Is he going to be labeled a bad quarterback because he's not putting up the same numbers without a high-tech, high-quality receiving core?
Yeah, I would. But again,
but and I'm agreeing with you. But the thing is, when people say Lamar's not this because he got hurt, or somebody else is not good because of this, if they fall off, people want to label somebody. Why? Because he got 2 MVPs, he can have a bad year and still be great. But somebody else can't be consistent, not have a Super Bowl and still be great.
But I think I've always said it. I said Aaron Rodgers chokes in the big ones. Like there was the times when I watched him when he in the young years before he won the Super Bowl. I was like, he choked. Like when it gets when it gets serious, he chokes. Don't get me wrong, he has a lot of game winners in the regular season, but when it's really serious, I truly believe he choked. I picked it last year, and everybody thought I was talking crazy when I said they're gonna lose our second round. They won't make it past the second round. And even last year, that playoff game, it wasn't the receiver core. It was Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers missed a lot of throws. You could say because of the weather or whatever. It doesn't matter. You live in Green Bay.
Yeah, you can't say weather because that'd be the same reason you say it benefits you. And that's what I'm saying. You can't say something is the bad part, but then when it benefits you, that's the reason you got it. Like you can't do that.
But what they're gonna say, 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
2-time MVP.
And that, you know what that says to me? Same thing about them dang on Cowboy fans. We living in the past. Oh, he did this. They did this. We got 6 rings. He got 2 MVPs.
But
what have you, Janet Jackson? What have you done for me lately?
But he got it last year and the year before. That's the thing.
But he had what? Did he not have the number 1 receiver in the league?
I agree with you 100%.
So it's just now how much is a drop off is okay. I'm not saying he's not going to still be labeled a good quarterback in my eyes, but how much is a drop off to be like, damn, was it just him or was it the receiving core?
Well, let me ask you this, Mike, because it's what do you rank Aaron Rodgers? Like, is he
in the league right now or overall period, like forever?
No, right now. Is he in your top 3?
Yeah.
What number 3?
But number 2.
Okay, so you got him number 2. So you have him number 2. So a lot of people just like you, they have him number 1, number 2, or in top 3. Correct?
Yeah.
So now we pretty much gave him the excuse is you gave me rookies. I'm having to teach and learn, and guess what? You already beforehand thinks I'm the top 2 quarterback in the league. And if I have a sorry season, then it can't be me because you already said I'm number 2. It has to be the people around me.
But no.
How come it's not?
No. Here's my thing. As a quarterback, if you're accurate like he can be, and they dropping it, it's not you. But now if you missing and they not catching those catches that Devontae was also helping make you look good, how can you put down them? It's a mix of all of my thing is this: you as a leader throwing them kids under the bus, man. Who comes to the public as a quarterback and says that about their receiving core?
Aaron Rodgers, you know that.
That's what I'm saying. But as a quarterback, you ain't supposed to do that. All your greats would never do that.
But we're not talking about greats. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Listen.
At the end of the day, people are going to say, "Oh, he's
how did
10 forever quarterbacks." I don't think he's that, but
Aaron Rodgers threw the head coach under the bus, and he got fired. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
The offense is too vanilla. There's no idea. There's no this, and there's no that. But we still put him as number 2. So Aaron, it's not your fault. It's the coach. It's his fault. It's the reason why. Because you put him, again, we put him on top 3 quarterback right now.
Okay.
So we already have.
I'm with you. I agree.
Because then if you flip it, think about it. You flip it to go back to Lamar Jackson. A lot of people don't have Lamar in the top 10. Even though he won MVP, he's not a top 10 because in my eyes, I don't look at him as a quarterback. So when you're not in the top 10, you don't get the respect that you deserve. So when Aaron Rodgers is known for throwing people under the bus. If something goes wrong, he's not. How many times you say you hear Aaron Rodgers say it's my fault? Because what did Aaron say when they played Tampa Bay? They thought they was gonna go for it on 4th down, but the coach decided not to. So who did he throw it on?
How long you got till you can't point fingers no more? You got rid of the coach, and and this is why things like Tom Brady stand out. Tom Brady knew for me to win, I want the top tier receiver. I take some off my contract restructure. I did whatever I had to do to keep Adams.
No,
he's selfish.
But that's the thing. He got offered. Adams got offered more to stay in Green Bay.
So why? Because he didn't want to play with him.
Yeah, he got tired of dealing with Aaron Rodgers. I think I'm gonna retire. I'm not here for rebuilding. I'm not here for this. It's about me. Like everybody, you talk about Tom Brady and saying it's about me with Tom Brady. One thing about Tom Brady,
I never said. I know you're not saying me, but I know.
But people vouch because he's taking his 2 weeks off. We know when Tom Brady comes back, it is balls to the walls. Hey, all gas, no brakes. But Aaron Rodgers, because the media, because fans, you put him in his top 3. I don't think he's top 3 personally, but hey, that's an argument for another day.
And it's a numbers thing. It's a numbers thing. Now, come this season, I bet he's gonna be top 3. He ain't gonna put up the same numbers.
But it doesn't matter. He's the highest paid quarterback.
That mean you're the best?
No, that's all he cares about.
I understand that because you make the most money. And that's not just football. That's any job in the world. Just because you make money, the most money, does that mean you're the best?
No, of course not.
Okay, so just because you're the highest paid quarterback don't mean you're the best.
So what you're saying is he don't already have an alibi because the receivers are running the wrong routes and they're dropping balls.
Okay. Me personally, if I know somebody else has to be productive in order for me to be productive, what's the first thing you said when I got on? Well, we already know Tom Brady done already text his receivers. How many times he done text his receivers and said, let's go get some extra work?
I don't know.
But you don't do that.
I don't know. Because he had his psychedelic trips.
Yeah.
So it's wearing off a lot faster because who we dealing with.
Man. So can't you, man? Nah. His numbers gonna drop. He ain't gonna be the same guy. They not gonna win that division. I already said that. I don't think I put them in the playoffs.
Who's gonna win the division?
I think Minnesota's gonna win it.
Really?
Who you think will win it?
I don't know. I think you can flip a coin. But honestly,
I really think Minnesota can get them.
Honestly, I still think it's gonna be Green Bay because their defense is still strong. You're gonna have both DBs back, so you got all pro DBs in the back in the secondary. You have a decent pass rush.
Points. And if we're having distinction between,
but you don't have to score points. But what you already know, you got 4 wins this year: Lions and Bears. That's 4 wins. Shoot, all you got to do is win 6 more.
That's gonna be a problem. And I split one with Minnesota, so you got to win 5 more.
So
I really got to go check and see if I can get them in.
We'll see. Because first game of the season, guess who it is, sir? Packers Vikings, and they're gonna split because for some reason it's always been like that. Vikings look good, then they do something.
And I'm gonna tell you this: where they playing at?
Minnesota.
If that second game before the weather hit, they might not split.
No, they're gonna split.
Okay.
Because they mess around, they'd be 1-2. Because they have Packers, Vikings, Bears, Packers, Buccaneers. Oh, Buccaneers gonna eat them alive. And then you have Patriots, Packers. That beat the Patriots.
So they 2-2 walking in after the first third of the season.
Yep. But they play the Giants. So think about it. I already gave them 4 wins. You play the Giants.
I don't see that as no cake win.
You play. Hold on, let me finish. You play the Jets.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
That's 5. That's 5 wins right there. So I don't know, man. I really don't, because they play the NFC. You play the NFC East, and you play the AFC East. So and it's a good chance they can win 10, 11 games, man.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go check what I did.
Yeah, you need to go check yours.
With all this distinction between receiver and quarterback, and you know he's Mr. Check the pass the most out of anybody in the world.
Oh, he's gonna check down. Oh, but what Green Bay's gonna do? They're gonna run the football. You got two horses in the backfield. I think combined they rush for 1,500.
But let's listen to this though. Listen to this. I'm not downplaying the running game. But you had Mr. You better double team over here and help over top, so you can't load the box.
But you couldn't double team him.
But you had help over top. You ain't double team, but you had help over top. We couldn't load the box.
But you had
you couldn't load the box. We can load the box now.
But you had that burner on the outside.
We can load the box now.
Okay. But they don't. That's the thing too. If you watch the games, if you watch Green Bay, they're not a chuck 'em up team. They run a lot of drags, little screen passes. They did it to the tight end. Tight end to be back. He should be healthy. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers.
You think he put up 4,500 yards this year?
4,500? I think he go over 4. Okay. It's the NFL. He'll go 4. He'll throw for 250 plus. But then you gotta look at it too, though, Mike. You got the Jets. You got the Bears twice.
Yeah, Jets, Bears. I give you the Jets and the Bears. I don't think
Bears twice.
That's 4. I give you those. I would, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't be shocked if the Lions get them. Listen to me, bro. I'm telling you, quarterback with distinction with his receivers, and you don't have no top tier receiver.
I think I'm gonna say it again. I truly believe that he said it at that time for the simple fact of the matter. He wanted it to be saved, meaning, hey, help me. Look, this is what I got. So don't blame me if we don't produce like we did in the past.
So he was CYA.
Yes.
Covering his ass.
He's like, I remember I told you in training camp that these guys running the wrong routes. They're not getting where they're supposed to be. But it's the young ones. Like, he didn't throw his boys on. He didn't say the receiving core. He said the young ones. So he kept his boys cool. Like, hey, it's just them. They got to be better.
Okay, and how much time you put? Once again, we don't know. How much time you putting with them in the film room? How much time you hanging out afterward? How much time when they still got to stay and the vets can leave, do you stay and put in 35 extra minutes with them?
No, he got to do that. Man,
exactly.
He got to do that. He probably ain't doing that.
Exactly.
He ain't doing that. Hey, but on real talk, speaking of receivers, Pat Mahomes looked nice yesterday. Patty Pat. He looked good. I like it. I know everybody was talking about Tyreek Hill's gone. Tyreek Hill shut him down. Tyreek Hill said this about them. Tyreek Hill talked about how sorry. Everybody said when Tyreek left that Kansas City's down. Pat Mahomes can't be the Pat Mahomes of the old. But he sure did look like it. Mike, what you think?
Like I said, I ain't get to watch much. I look at the scoring, and when they did it, it was 14-7 at halftime. Not bad.
Pat had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he had
with him in.
Yeah.
So
I think here's the opposite of Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Pat Mahomes looks at it as this is gonna be his coming out year. Meaning, all right, you said you guys think I did this because I had Tyreek Hill, because he's the cheetah, the fastest man on the field. Now watch me. Watch me go to work. So he has a lot of drive. He has a lot to prove, a lot of motivation. Like, you guys forgot, I've been to the AFC Championship multiple, not one, not twice, 4 times in a row. What you think, Mike?
I think their offense, I mean, they had weapons without him. So for people to think like, oh, you lost him and he was the only weapon, like, did y'all see their roster? Like, I don't think people really looked at their roster. Sometimes he was just a decoy. Yes. It's hard not to say he's the top 2 tight ends in the league and can do everything. You got a good solid running game. You got, like you said, one of the top 3 based on how you rank them quarterbacks in the league. Like, you lost a weapon, but you did not lose your, like, for instance, you lost your weapon, but you did not lose your Devontae Adams, your go-to guy. You did not lose your go-to guy. And then the playbook that they have, Andy Reid is a offensive guru. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
And the offense they run is just crazy. Every time you think you got something covered, they give you the same look and it's something different and it's really the same thing. So I thought the loss was just something to make you have to keep something over the top. I don't think they don't. Of course, nobody got that burner no more, but he wasn't their guy at the receivers. He's nobody's number 1 receiver. I don't care what nobody say. He's not that guy you say, hey, it's 3rd and 8. We're going to run a stick route to you. Go 12 and come back. Oh, he's not the guy. He's going to say, hey, they're in single coverage. Check. Get that slot fade. You're going to run past him. We got protection.
I could throw 80 yards.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I could throw 80 yards. Just run fast as you can.
And then a lot of times, shoot, you know, that scramble drill, like, ain't no defense cover scramble drill, especially when you got somebody like that.
Yeah, that can throw any kind of any way.
Yeah, I'm like, man, come on, man. Some of the routes he ran, post corner, comeback, curl, hitch, go. Come on, man. Like, who got all that time because he running around? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ran your 3-yard drag turned into a 90-yard scramble drill. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So
that's what he brings to the table. That's what Pat Mahomes brings to the table.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes got plenty more weapons outside of Kansas City, and I going back to Andy Reid. Andy Reid, no, I don't have to have 7 great receivers. If I got 3 receivers and a tight end, because Andy Reid always had a good tight end, high quality tight end. He's always had a receiver. Hell, he cut T.O. So if I can go without T.O. and we still make the playoffs, we good. If I can go without any top tier receiver, because I got other core receivers, I'm good. I got a run game. I'm good. I think their weak side of the ball is the defense. That's me personally.
Secondary.
Yeah. So
I think I agree with you. I agree with everything you say, man. I think, again, like I said, Pat Mahomes, East Texas boy, got to represent. So I really believe that he has something to prove, and he's gonna prove it for the simple fact of the matter because of what Tyreek said, how Tyreek said it. Like, that was kind of some of the stuff Tyreek said was totally disrespectful to like Pat Mahomes, and he said it like he's very shocked because we won a Super Bowl, like we won games, we was in this thing together. So I've said it from the beginning. I think their offense is going to be 10 times better. Hence the fact, and then you look at it, they got all these draft picks for Tyreek. So what do you think they're going to do? They finna reload on the defense. They drafted first round defensive back. Second round, another defensive back. Like, you got to have DB, especially in the division that they're in, because everybody's throwing in that division.
Yeah.
So you got to have guys that can cover. But I think Pat Mahomes is he's a special guy. He's the opposite of Lamar, meaning when Lamar takes off, he takes off to get yards. When Pat Mahomes takes off, he takes off to buy time to chunk it deep.
Now, when you say he got something to prove, you just saying personally with Tyreek?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, it's because here's the thing. And again, we go back to that same conversation that we had earlier. If Pat Mahomes have a bad season, they're gonna say, "Hey, the only reason you were good at the time is because you had Tyreek Hill, the fastest guy on the team. The only reason you didn't make it back to the AFC Championship, not because your division is tough, not because the AFC is tough. You didn't make it back was because you don't have Tyreek Hill."
That's just fans who don't understand. I'm like, I would have to go look. I don't even think he had the most touchdowns on that team receiving.
No.
So I lost my second or third touchdown receiving receiver. How is that going to affect me? I lost a speedster. Yes. I'm like, go check the film. Like, a lot of their catches are 10, 15-yard crossing routes, and they go another 20 yards because it's so wide open because of the complex of the offense. And then you got a quarterback that can make every play. Then you got a run game you do have to respect. Like, you couldn't spy nobody. You almost couldn't play man because he could run. You know what I mean? And run for a big chunk. He's not no slow guy.
I lied. He was tied with Kelsey for 9 touchdowns last year.
Tied for who?
Kelsey.
Number 1 tight end, right?
Yep.
And he's coming back, right?
Yep. Because if you look at the stats, Tyreek Hill had 111 catches, target 159 times. Kelsey was 92 catches, target 134. Then here's the drop. Pringle, 42 catches, 60. And then you got Robinson, 25 catches with 40 targets. It's a complete drop. Don't get me wrong. But you sign you sign some high quality receivers that run routes. You still have you drafted a vertical threat, and then you picked up another vertical threat that was tied for, I think it was second for most 20+ yard balls. I mean, he's not T.Y. I mean, he's not Tyreek Hill, but still.
Juju, right?
Yeah, you got Juju.
I like Scantling, Hardman. Come on, man.
Oh, it's loaded.
Yeah.
Oh, it's loaded. I will never. But again, I agree with you. It goes back to what we said. You have to know. You got to know football.
Yeah.
I like Sky Moore. I can't even think his name right now, but he's hurt for Clemson, the receiver. He's gonna be a sleeper next year once he gets healthy, because he had his issues, because he was a top 10 draft pick, but he had health issues. So no, they're very, very good.
Is this the Josh Gordon
Josh Gordon? Yep. He ain't getting no trouble. It's been a whole year.
No, I'm just saying that. Now, come on, man. If he's playing,
he's not playing. Well, he's playing. He's on the team.
Yeah.
He's in third right now, because you got your starters is Marquez, Scantling. You got Hardman. So
Juju.
you got two burners at the outside. Then in slot, you got Juju. You have a good route runner in the middle, but you also have Skylar Moore and
Hardman not slow, bro. He got some wheels.
I just said that you got two burners on the outside.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. You still got two burners on the outside. You got Juju to work the middle with Kelsey. Then you got Sky Moore, who's very athletic that can go too. Like you still have what you have.
Yeah,
You just
like
don't
I
have.
think he's not replaceable. Like you can't replace a guy like that. But to think his season, like for instance, I say everybody look at him and Aaron Rodgers and see who has the biggest drop off for both of them losing their quote unquote number one receiver. I don't think Patrick Mahomes lost his number one receiver, but Aaron did. But if he's tied with the most touchdowns, let's say he did lose one of them.
Yeah, but with Aaron Rodgers, he won't get the scrutiny because they're gonna blame the receiver corps. Because I mean, and we already know why that is. We not even
don't even touch it.
I'm not. That's we'll be here forever talking about that. But other than that, man, let me ask you this: is there, because we're in the final week of the NFL games? You got today, you have games coming on, and then you got you gonna watch the Eagles?
Man, I got meetings.
What time are your meetings? I forgot. Yeah.
As soon as I hang up, I'm gonna load up my bag and I'm gonna start getting ready to get out. So I got 12:30.
Who y'all play this week?
Sharpstown. We want to know.
Y'all play Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Saturday.
What time?
7:00.
Oh, prime time.
Prime time, baby.
I might. Where's it at?
Way over there near where we had that event.
Oh no, you on your own.
What is that? Butler Stadium? I think.
Yeah, it's too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 5 Saturday games, bro. 5.
Saturday games suck. I hate Saturday games.
5 Saturdays, I think 3 Thursdays and 2 Fridays or something like that. It's crazy.
We have one Thursday. The good thing about it is our one Thursday game is right before our bye. We had that bye that following week.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
I hated Saturday, man. We used to play Saturday games. Your whole the following week is all out of whack.
Yeah, so I think we got a couple Saturdays that turn into Thursdays, and we NFL in
it. Trying to find room and rest. Yeah, man. We that's one thing for us. We got a game this week, so it's gonna be big. We got freshman JV playing Thursday. Then we had that Friday Night Lights, baby. So
I know we got off task. Who you got? And then we'll go back to the NFL.
We showed it without. We started talking about work, man. See, people don't realize, and that was the thing too, man. It is go season. This is football. This is all we do 24/7. Coaching it, and then trying to watch it and come on and do this. But no, what I was saying was we were just talking about the final week of games. Like we have 3 or 4 games this weekend. Well, this weekend, tomorrow. Well, shoot, I'm off today. You ever got me thinking about football?
It's 2 late games tonight. I'll get them: the Bengals and the Giants, and the Ravens and the Cardinals. Ooh, I'm gonna watch that one.
I'll probably watch the Ravens and Cardinals. I'm not gonna watch that.
Well, that's probably 6:00 our time.
No, it's 7.
Oh.
Going into the final week, like what's your expectations? What are you thinking?
My expectations is I think it's going to be more competitive than a lot of people think across the board. But at the same time, when I say competitive, it don't necessarily mean like high quality win type games. If you know what I'm saying, like a couple years ago, you had teams coming in 10-6 late in the season. I think it's going to be a lot of low. I don't think nobody, 14 would be the high. Might be 13 wins at the high. 13-4 might be the high. But all the games going to be a lot competitive, where it's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9 teams vying for playoff spots late in the season when I say competitive. But it's gonna be from a coaching standpoint, quality games because we just gonna enjoy the game.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I think it's gonna be like you said. I think it's gonna be competitive because guess what? These are the guys that made the final. You're battling to make that last cut. You just like look, like you say, every after every game you come in on Monday, you're like, oh, you waiting on that call when the owner calls or the general manager call or whoever. You're like, oh, here you go. When you got to turn your stuff in, turn that tape. Hey, so I think it's gonna be very, very competitive. For the simple fact of the matter, this is the cream of the crop for that team as of right now. And I think there's going to be some good games. I think you're going to see a lot. You see improvements. For example, you take Pickett for Pittsburgh. He started with the ones. He went from what, third string, playing fourth quarter. Now he's starting. Like that lets you know, like, hey, he's getting better. Willis, he looks better. He looked better at Tennessee this game than he did the last game. Like he improved. It goes a lot of part of coaching and working with them, and they trying to get better. Of course, Carolina, we already know who's gonna start there. He's gonna start week 1, of course, against Cleveland. Oh, Baker.
Media.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, got to. So I think this is week 3 is kind of one of those you play games, seeing what kind of blitzes you're trying to see what your starters, because what people don't realize, a lot of the teams they practice the whole week. So they might they'll play. So like perfect example, Carolina and Patriots, even though they fought the entire week, they practice together. So you've seen it. So they went against them in inside run, went against them in pass scale, went up against them in one-on-ones. So you kind of know who your players are.
Yeah. And I tell everybody, and that's at every level. Anytime you can get a scrimmage in, you got to get quality reps because it shows you who you are. It shows that I'm not trying to beat up. For instance, like if I'm the Patriots coach and I'm always practicing against my defense, I'm not trying to beat y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's some of the stuff that's the benefit of practicing with another team. Man, outside of the stupid injuries because you're fighting, but
and it's script. Yeah, everything's script. Like no one's deviating from the plan. So if they say, "Hey, we got," and we do it all. I mean, we do it all the time as coaches. If when we meet, like today, when you meet today, you kind of have a plan. Like, hey, here's like for offense. Let's see how this, and this works. We're gonna work on this. This is our focus on Mondays and Tuesdays. Defense, it's let me focus on their top 3 pass plays, their top 3 run plays. Tuesday, here's situational. Here's what happens when they're in this situation and this and this and that. So everything is pretty much scripted and is a plan. So you kind of know, because now you're saying, hey, here's what we work on. Remember that time when I told you if you see him walk up, if the Mike walks up for a blitz, he's supposed to check to this. Boom, you didn't make your check like you're supposed to. They give you something different because, of course, man, I don't care what nobody say. And Mike, you can vouch for this. It is hard. It is hard to go against your defense every day because your defense knows tendencies. Like you see them all the time.
Yeah, and if you do hand signals, they know the hand signals, so they jump in it and everything. So yeah, it makes them have bad tendencies defensively because they know what's coming. So they be in practice superstars. So it's anytime you can play somebody else is always best for you.
Yeah. So, but like I said, man, I know it's gonna be crazy because look, my phone blowing up because we finna have meetings also and go over the practice plan and everything. We don't, you know how it is. You watch the film, kind of digest it, and see, hey, what's the plan for this week to stop them, or what's the plan this week to put up more points?
Yep.
So that's it, Mike. Anything else, man, before we get out?
Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Hey, he got the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, man. This your boy, Coach from the Touchdown Crew. Just want to let you know, we out. See you next Sunday.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.